G'day, I'm omdevaji, Sheshnag Yoga Center. What on earth is Kundalini? This video is about sex and love. I've been doing a lot of research lately. I've done research most of my life, especially in regards to the experience of sex. I won't divulge too much about where I've gone and the lengths I've gone to research sex. All I can tell you is that as a person indoctrinated in the Western culture that's rife with beautiful people in advertising and porns available at the press of a button, that sex for me has always been focused on the pleasure of the other person, making them come the most they can. That gives me a sense of self-belonging in my own identification. I've had this real sense of fulfillment of being the man, and I still respect that as a man, there's no man out there in any experience to do with intimacy that doesn't want to fulfill their partner. So I've researched sex and I've had this perspective on thinking from porn. You see these chicks moaning, you see them right into it, and you see these dudes with the big shaft, and there's a lot of friction and pumping and a lot of focus. There's not much connection, there's not much anything apart from the dick in the vagina pumping like a piston in an engine, which is what I was right into for a very long time, to the extent that I'd manipulate the situation to be able to fuck as long as possible, to be that piston. In my mid-40s, I've embraced an experience and a relationship of a beautiful woman who's ultra sensual. And in that experience, it's confronted every belief system, every pattern that I've ever expressed in the past to do with my own sexual experience. It's like everything I thought sex was. And because we're in the Western culture, sex is seen to do with love and it's to do with intimacy. It's all bullshit. Don't believe a thing that they're saying. The real love comes from connection. The real love comes from a stillness in your being where you meet the other person in vulnerability. And you've got to open yourself up in vulnerability for it to be experienced. There is no lust in intimacy. Lust is the animalistic urge. Intimacy is a spiritual connection. And it has to do with two souls meeting in a mutual experience, not two bodies meeting to fuck. Two souls meeting to connect. So true intimacy involves not so much dominance, not predator-prey interaction. It involves love, stillness, respect, honor. Comes from the heart. And you'll find, or I've found, that if I can move my energy from the programmed second chakra around my genitals, if I move my energy into a stillness within my heart, where my heart is open, and it's hard for me because my heart's been hurt, and I created the experiences of pain, don't get me wrong. But in that pain, that I've created for myself, my heart's almost shut down to the extent where I go, I don't want a relationship. We can fuck, but there's no relationship. Right? So that's what I've come from the pain perspective, shut off my heart, going, no one's getting in. You can all piss off. Stay away from me. I'm not risking being hurt again. Recently I've gone, okay, well, I'm going to get hurt again. Pain's inevitable. But I'm not going to be in this world of duality where you experience pain and joy and not risk the experience of having joy by shutting off to the pain. For me to experience the joy, I have to risk the pain. So I've been, okay, I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to open up. I'm going to be in softness. It's a hard gig. Because the program and subconscious going, no bro, keep those people at a distance. Because you want to protect yourself because you don't want to experience pain anymore. You're going, okay. Then some people have snuck their way into my heart. They're like cuddling my inner child that's been wounded. You're alright, Omji. We love you. We even love your bent perspective on things. That's cool, man. You're alright just how you are. And then they sort of cradle that baby. So I can step in to go, okay, it's alright for me to express my inner child, to work through my wounds and my pains. To be able to get to a place where I can be still and intimate with anyone in any interaction and open up and meet them as being my true self. Of course, the dynamics change when I involve my partner and it becomes a little bit more intimate because we are committed to each other so we can be sexual with each other. The biggest irony is, as soon as I let go of the focus on sex and focus on intimate connection, then the sex that I was craving goes from a trickle to a flood because of the openness that I can be in myself that gets reflected back at me. The secret in that openness is to maintain reverence, honour and respect and not flip into the psyche in the culture that's focused on objectification, seeing the other person as an object that I can utilise for my own pleasure with a goal in mind. That's the key. Get rid of the goal, get rid of the focus on pleasure, of orgasm. It's hard. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But it's difficult. And it's a challenge. And I found that in the softness to myself, then I can really appreciate who I am and work through some of my wounds and my programmings to re-establish myself in a stillness, in a being of love, which is focused on embracement and connection. I've got to be strong in my vulnerability. Don't get me wrong, But as I'm becoming more aware of my feelings, I'm also becoming more aware of the energy that I'm exposed to and the vibrations of other people, how they influence me, as well as their intentions. So, hopefully you can get something from this video and be able to slow down. Come from a point of stillness and respect and honour. And get rid of the goal and move towards just a sensual experience of pleasure in the moment. I can assure you that many people haven't researched this sort of subject to the extent that I have. From a male perspective, I've gone out of my way to understand myself. It's been a beautiful experience with some hiccups on the way. But now I'm back with a more subtle appreciation of life and connection. That's what I've got to offer. Share the world, sheshnag.com. What on earth is Kundalini? Peace.